Hello again and good morning. I think we're all set now, ready to go. Sorry about previous, but we're all sorted now. Anyway, hello Elish, you can hear me, can't you? And Michelle, Debbie, and Yvonne. Hello from Tennessee. Thanks for waiting for me. So little bit late today, but thank you for still being there. Right, so I've got some new bits to show you, and then I'm going to make. I'm kind of making it up as I go along with a bag that I'm going to make from one of the new panels that I shall show you in just a second. Hello again, Beverly and Jean. Hello, Daryl, Sue, Mid-Daisy. Hello, Kat. You have to say it like that. I don't know why. Hello, Evelyn and Linda and Sheila. And oh, Sheila, congratulations to me. Thank you very much. Is that for the nominations, the awards? Thank you so much to everybody who voted. Honestly, you've no idea how much that means to anybody that even gets as far as being nominated. This is the British Craft Awards, and I got highly commended for most inspiring sewing personality. I have won it for the last 4 years running, so it was time, I suppose, to let somebody else take the reins. And it was quite nice to come second to Esme from the Sewing Bee. Don't mind that at all. So sandwiched in between Esme and Patrick, that's a nice place to be, I would imagine. And then I got a highly commended for best social media as well. So I have two more certificates on my wall, which I'm really proud of. It is nice, Karen, isn't it? I was at the NEC a few years ago when I can't remember her surname. Mary used to do the Sewing Bee. And it was it's so funny because I was a little bit, oh, that's Mary from the Sewing Bee, and she came over and she said, oh, you're Debbie Shaw. Oh, oh, yes. Hello, Pamela. Oh, that's nice, Alan. Yes, I shall look forward to your emails tomorrow. And oh, Helen's birthday today. Happy birthday, Helen! And thank you very much. Sneakily watching you. Oh, Alison. I hope the volume's down. Congratulations on your nominations. Oh, well, yes, and Half Yard Club as well. Thank you, Anne. Half Yard Club won highly commended for best online workshop as well. So that was really exciting. We're all very proud of that. I received the email this time from Sew Magazine just saying, you know, you've won. And I sent it to all of the girls down at Search Press that work on it, and the excitement from the emails that came back, and there were a lot of woohoos. So yeah, really proud. So Denise, I'm going to show you some new bits and bobs, and I'm going to tease you as to what's coming up on Create and Craft tomorrow morning and let you know about that. And then I'm going to attempt to make a bag, because I haven't done very much prep for these shows tomorrow because the panels only came in yesterday. So I'm using you today. I'm using you to do my prep with recognise the blocks behind you on the cushions. Yes, you do, Laura. So, okay, first of all, those 3 cushions are your secondary project for the Half Yard Club, and they will be out on the 15th. So yes, they are the 3 blocks. They're all the same size. They're 12-inch squares from the block of the month. I just thought I'd show you something a little bit different to do with them. So they're just enveloped backed. You could do a zip if you prefer, but they've all got flanges. So do you remember the tree cushion that I've had up here for a while? I had so many comments saying, how do you do that? This is the same kind of technique, and I've meandered, I've squiggled all over them to quilt them. So I quite enjoyed making those, and I think they look quite striking. So that's, thanks, Anne. No volume on U-Tunes. I don't know what U-Tunes is, Julie. I do love a bag to make. Okay, so thank you, Irene. Hi, Deirdre. The Christmas cushion, yes, again, that'll be out. When's the 15th? 12th, next week, isn't it? So that's going to be a secondary project on the Half Yard Club. Right, let me show you some new stuff. Oh, I'm going to show you this first because I don't think these are going to last very long because they're lovely. When you're thinking about Christmas gifts, are you thinking about, oh, I've lost you again. Christmas gifts for somebody who sews. There we go. This is just beautiful. Take it out of its box, because it's an exploding box. So it's got sewing themed fabric, and then when you take the lid off, it all opens up, look. And all the bits are all, oh, I need a new tape measure, I've cut through mine. All the bits are already in it, so you've got scissors, tape measure, thimble, needle threader, some threads, some buttons. There's a pin cushion in the middle with a couple of pins. You've got needles, and you've got a quick unpick in there as well. Isn't that gorgeous? I would be over the moon if somebody was to buy me that for Christmas or a birthday or just for yourself. It's just a lovely, lovely little thing to have. It's not beautiful. So again, brand new on the website, owner gone on this morning. Can't remember how much it is, but if you have a look under new arrivals, you'll find them in there. Biz, what you done? Start at 7 a.m. here. Accidentally dumped my tea in bed. Oh no! She's back on a stripped off mattress. Oh, most importantly, husband's making her a second cup. Hi Peggy Sue, hi Karen. Hello again, Jean. As it is a little bit, isn't it? On the Half Yard Club, yeah, we did do an exploding box and it was very similar to this one. Maybe they copied me. Maybe they saw that and thought, oh, we could do one of those. Doubt it, but you know. And it comes in a nice little Perspex box as well, so I just think that would make a lovely gift. Okay, and then a gift for yourself maybe. We've got some heavy duty scissors, and these are, but that, you know, their quality because it's actually a heavy box. They're Millwood, so it's a good brand. And there's scissors and thread snippers. Let's just see if I can. Oh, I've got to open it, haven't I? There we go. Those are lovely. Now they're right-handed scissors, so I'm sorry if you're a lefty, but they are right-handed. They're just lovely, lovely scissors and really stylish as well. And you've got the thread snippers in the box as well. So again, another nice little gift idea or present for you if you need some more dressmaking shears. Those are just lovely. But it's nice that they're in a box because it makes them easy to pack and to post if you are thinking Christmas presents. Absolutely Biz it was. I shall show you those in just a second. He was having a bit of sunshine. Algeria, what a lovely name. Staying with friends in Spain, getting a bit of sunshine. Lovely. A couple of fabrics to show you before I show you the panels. These, as soon as they came in, I just thought, right, I am going to make, you know, the back wing top download. This is perfect fabric for the back wing top. And what I like about it, it's got a little bit of a shimmer to it, but it's not sparkly. So it's not too over the top. So hopefully I'll be wearing one of these next Saturday, and it's really nice and soft and comfortable as well. Oh, Kim says she's ordering in left-handed scissors. They should be here next week. Oh, thank you. The Millwood ones. All right. Jolly good. We're working on a lot of things at the moment, is Kim. There's becoming so many Debbie Shaw's original make copied out there. Oh, I don't know. So that's the grey. And then this one is the navy. So a slightly different design. Similar, but slightly different. But that's the navy. And you can just see again, it's not like Lurex, which can be quite scratchy. It's really, really soft, but it's just got a really nice shimmer to it. So yes, or a scarf. You've got 1/2 metre, or it's by the 1/2 metre, but that is 1/2 metre of fabric. You could easily make the infinity scarf, which we did on YouTube last year, out of one of. They'd be quite warm actually as well, and it doesn't fray, so there's no need to finish the seams on it. It's just beautiful fabric, and it drapes really well as well. We've got one new Christmas fabric on the website, which is a very affordable one. Now this is a polycotton. Surprisingly, really nice quality for a polycotton. But when you have a look at the price on there, is it viscose? Do you know? I can't remember. I can't remember what it's made of. No, it's jersey. It'll be cotton jersey. So we've got reindeers. It's quite a Scandi, this one. Got the reindeers and little presents in rows there. But because it's so affordable, and in fact, I'm going to have a look. Let's have a look how much it is on the website. Just have a look at that for a second while we do this. It's £2.75 for 1/2 metre, which is so low. If you're thinking gift bags or you're for a chicy gift wrap, absolutely perfect. If it's something that you're just going to make and give away, absolutely perfect. I wouldn't make a quilt out of it, but for Christmas decorations, tree skirts and things like that, that would be absolutely perfect. Hello Helen in Dublin. And it is a knit, yes, Elsie, it is knit. let me show you again. I've just popped that on the table down there. Move you over there. I can have a look on the website and see what it is. If you go to, in fact I can show you on the website where it is. Just need to move you over there and then do that. So if you go to new arrivals, this is debbieshawsewing.com. Go to new arrivals and you'll see everything here. Yes, it's Jersey, so it'll be, let me just click on it. And then you'll get more details. My internet's really slow down here. So it's 145 wide. Medium and lurex jerseys. Jerseys normally cotton. It doesn't say this. This would have been the information that's come from the manufacturers. But it'll. Oh, that's a funny thing to do, isn't it? You don't want to see that. That went a bit crazy, but it's really soft. So anyway, that is that. Do you want to see these panels? Now tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock in the morning on Create and Craft, and there is a post on Facebook, and I did put one on YouTube as well. At 7 o'clock in the morning there will be books. I'm going to do a demonstration from my tote bag book because I've had quite a few requests for about how to use the template, so I'm going to do that. There will be gnome kits, and they may well be the last of the gnome kits, and that's going to be in the 7 o'clock tomorrow morning show. They won't put anything live until about 10 to or 5 to 7 because we tend to sell out of everything before the show and then they don't have a show. So you won't be able to order anything before then. But if you want a gnome kit, we haven't got them on the website. They will only be on Create and Craft, and we haven't got a lot. So if you want one, you need to be there as soon as they go live at 7. I think by 5 past they're going to have sold out. So that's at 7 o'clock in the morning. I think we've got the machine on there as well. My new machine, Majuki. And then at 11 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to show, whoops, I'll show you the size of these first. We have rabbits. You may have seen this little character on a few different fabrics. It's one of my favourites. So this is olive. So you've got a really, really deep olive and then contrasted with a beige at the top. And I did ask the designer to just every so often, oh, he's facing the wrong way. I just thought that was funny. So so they're all nice and neat and all in line, and all of a sudden, oh, what's he doing that way? So it's one of those fabrics, like the trees fabric, that looks like you've pieced together two pieces of fabric. This is the one I'm going to make the bag out of shortly. They'll be £17.99. We will have them on our website hopefully towards the end of next week, but at the moment Create and Craft have got all of them. They will be the same price. We'll sell them for the same price as Create and Craft, so if you're a member of the Create and Craft Club, you still get your 10% off there, which I think brings it down to £16.19. And again, they won't go live until the show. Some of you have ordered already because apparently so we only got these in on Friday. Was it Friday? So yeah, so we had to mock up some pictures to send over to put on the website, and the photography department, when they got hold of the pictures, sent them live. So we've had a very busy couple of days already. On Friday morning, when they realised, hang on a minute, we're going to sell out, we won't have a show, they stopped it. So well done for all of you who managed to get hold of them when you had that sneaky peek on Thursday. But again, it will be just before 11 o'clock when they make them go live. It may be about 5 to 11, so just watch out for that. So you won't be able to buy them before then. And then we've got, I think we call this one mauve, I can't remember. That colour option. Really pleased with them. I love the wintry colours on as well. I just think they're, hi Zakaya, hi Maureen. They're 100% cotton. They're my sketches, and they're designed and printed in the UK as well. So, well, I've designed them, but you know. Then we have the Christmas panel, which Kim's made these out of, and there will be instructions for those. I can't remember where they're going, might be on the website. Now this is a panel which is going to be this big, which again I think is going to be £17.99. Should be more than that, you know. It's a big panel. That white line down the centre won't be there on yours, okay? These literally, they came in yesterday. So the rest of them will be here first thing on Monday morning, which will be after the show. So the only difference will be that white line is gone. So these are really fun. So you could use these as just a quilt. You could, you know, just leave it just as it is and sew in between the lines with some wadding on the back, and it'll look like you've pieced it all together. With the panels that Kim's made here and the cushion covers, she's cut them all out individually and used them that way and put borders around them. You could make them into gift tags, coasters, placemats, table runners. There's so much you can do with these. And again, this is our design. Kim's come up with this one, and all printed and everything in the UK. Now then, are you ready for this? Oh, these are on a premium cotton as well. It's called an enhanced cotton. So it feels a little bit smoother, but you see the colours are maybe a little bit brighter. Are you ready for me gnomes? This is Eric and Ola. So remember the gnomes from the Half Yard Winter, the big gnomes that we made from the gnome kits that are coming. I drew them, and again it's a big panel. It's going to be that big without the white line down the centre, on enhanced cotton. Look at these chaps. So it's in effect 2 panels, and in the middle of each one it spells out gnome, G-N-O-M-E. So we've got a pirate gnome, Ola picking flowers. That's I love that one. That is Eric just getting out of the bath, a bit wet. The fairy. There's Eric thinking of cakes. There's Ola getting ready for bed with the teddy bear. There's the pair of them disappearing off into the sunset. Ola dressed up as Mrs. Claus, and that's the E. Then we've got Eric as a clown. He's been planting carrots, look in the garden in that one. There's the pirate one. He's just relaxed in his jeans. What else have we got? I think that's it. They're all repeats of the same things. And then the gnome in the centre, you've got Eric relaxing on the G, and his hat and boots. Look, that's probably when he got into. No, he took his hat in the shower. Ola with an O for Ola, and then Eric on the M as well. What you're going to do with them, I would love to see. Again, it's going to come as this. So it's, let me show you the size of it, because it is kind of big enough for a cot quilt if you put a board around it. So you could just use it as it is. That's the size. You could cut into it and make cushion covers, would be nice. You could cut out the panels individually, and very much like Kim has with here, just put sashing and a board around it, and you can really make the most of it. I'm thinking gift bags. You could do drawstring bags with it. It's just a lovely, lovely panel. Rita, these are the panels that we're going to have on Create and Craft tomorrow. So I know you order from Create and Craft. You must get up very early in the morning. This is going to be 11 o'clock tomorrow, our time, unless you wanted to wait until we can get these on the website, which may not be for a couple of weeks, because this enhanced fabric, we've used it all up. When I went to the company that print these for us, I said, right, we want hundreds of meters of that. She said, we haven't got that much, so they're going to have some more made for us. So it may take it a little while. Now we do have another colour of this one as well. And this one, same size, same characters, same everything, but it's a little bit softer, and the print is a linen fabric print. So it looks like linen, if you can see that, but it's actually printed on. So if you didn't want the brights, you want something, I was going to say a little bit classy, but I don't know if Eric and Ola are a classy kind of couple really. So we've still got the bright colours for the actual gnomes, still got the gnome, G-N-O-M-E spelled out in the middle, but this time it's just a different colour in the background. Right, and that's it. Oh, Linda loves the new fabric range coming out next year. Thought I'd give you a tease of that, because I only had a little bit of the fabric, and I have made a couple of things. I might show you on Wednesday, and then that's it until the whole lot comes in. But they have been over in Houston at Quilt Market. Have my samples. So I haven't been able to show you those before, but it may be late spring before those come out. It's literally just all happening at the moment, but I just couldn't wait to share it with you. And there's rabbits on it. Have you got a link to the bag book? If you have I don't know which bag book you mean. Is it the tote bag book? If you have a look on my website, debbieshoresewing.com, you'll see it on there. Or you can wait till tomorrow morning and it'll be on Create and Craft. Not sure what deals they do there. They might do a better deal than I can do, but that's out of my hands. Eric passed on the M, just wraps up his personality. Which one was that one? Yeah. Eric on the M. They have got personalities, haven't they? I mean, there's a lot of gnome things going on at the moment, but I like that. I like the pirate one's my favourite, I have to say. That one. If you notice, he hasn't got a beard, but his skull and crossbones has, and the parrot's got a beard. Because you've got to have a beard somewhere there with the parrot, with the gnome, haven't you? Anyway, that's tomorrow. So I don't think they'll last too long. They will be able to get some on extended delivery. I'm not sure when we can get them, but it won't be the last that you see of them when they sell out, and I'm sure they will sell out. Some on the website. I don't think you can actually order them, Laura. They said they disabled it. Because yes, they did put them on Thursday and sold some, and then worried because we'd have no show because they'd sell out before the show. So they said they disabled it. So I think when you click on it, it'll come up with an error message, which isn't very helpful, actually, is it? Anyway, should we sew something? I'm going to use the rabbit panel. Biz likes me pirate as well. Oh, Val's got a pink parcel. Lovely sunny weather, is it, Jan? I'm not sure. It's quite nice here, actually. It's nice dog walking weather, I think, today. Right, don't forget. Oh, thank you, Anik. So I'm going to use the olive one, I think. And I had in my mind, I'm going to quilt it because, let me show you, the trees, Eden trees, will be on Create and Craft tomorrow as well. We haven't got any on the website, we've run out. But they will be on Create and Craft tomorrow as well. So these in all three colours will be available just on their own. No bag kits, just these on their own. And the Christmas Robins panel will be on there as well. Right, I like the look of it quilted, and the rabbits are kind of set out in the same way. So this was using Bosal, so I'm going to use an H640 with this one and see what it looks like. So we'll have a little quilted bag. I might just quilt the front of it for time's sake. And I'm thinking, I'm just going to zoom out a little bit, so bear with me if I wobble a bit. A little bit close for this one. Oh, a bit too far away. That'll do. I'm kind of thinking a bag with a shape at the top, like the apron bag, that kind of thing, maybe a little bit smaller. And then I want to try and use some of this behind the pockets. I think that would work well. So let's go for it. So a tip when you're sewing with these, I'm going to cut through both pieces at the same time, so I want to make sure that the two pieces are lined up. So I'm just going to line up the two contrast bits there. Come here. Let me take that to the end. Don't want to be wasteful. So line up the two contrast pieces here, and I'm going to put a pin straight along that line, which should be straight along the line at that side as well. And I'll do that a little bit further on too, just to make sure it hasn't wobbled at all. And there and there. So that's along the line as well. So they should match up at the sides. I'm not going to make it a huge bag, so I'm going to have a strip of fabric left that I can use for something else. Let's get this. I'm just going to move that pin in a little bit because I want to chop off the selvages. Have I overlapped? Yes, okay. See, I'm talking to myself now. So let's just trim away. You need a new blade in this one. let's just trim that away. And then I think I'll have my bag about that wide. You can see the way my mind's working now, can't you? This is making it up as I go along again. So we'll go for 13 inches wide. That's a little bit too long for my cutting mat, so let's do that. Flip this over so I've got inches, would be easier. So let's line up those edges. And where was 13 inches? Trying to cut 13 inches on a 12-inch wide mat. That's all right, we'll move that over there. Just going to stand up and do that. So 13 inches is there. There. So that's going to be the main part of my bag. I'm going to keep my pins in there for now. And then for the, I'm making a bag, I think I'm making a bag. Let's turn this around. Michelle, we do have both on the website and we can ship to France. You might have to pay tax though, I'm not sure how that works. There's nothing we can do about that. So you may be charged extra. And then I'm going to make this bit, let's do that at 4 inches. Okay, I'm just trying to make it look balanced, and I am going to square the base on this, so some of this will disappear around the sides and the base. And then the top bit, let's make that, I think 8 inches. Which is there. So I'm cutting out the front and the back at the same time. Just going to stand up over that. And save all these bits, because if you're English paper piecing, these would make really nice little 30%, is it? Tax in front. Wow. It's a cheek, isn't it? Right. And then I want to curve the front. So I'm just going to fold this in half. Again, just trying to make sure that all these bits here are lined up. I've still got pins in there, so I'm being careful. That's not quite straight, is it? Just trim that to make it straight. Can't have a wonky bag. Make a few wonky bags, to be honest. Okay. Christmas Angel, Jeanette, will be the last Saturday of the month. I'm not sure what date that is, but that'll be the sew along, so you should have all your ingredients well in time for that one. Okay, so I received a pink parcel. Loving planning what I'm going to be doing. Lovely. Now then, have I got something big and round apart from my belly? I don't. So I'm going to wing it. Told you I was making it up. So basically, just open that out again. I want to make pockets that come in and round like that. Right. So this will work better if it's a right angle, and that needs to be a right angle. So where I stop and start, so instead of making the curve like that, if those two are right angles and then I can join the two together, that's going to work best, and I think that will be fine. So let's chop that out. Piece of one branch of acorn then. So I'm going to cut this one square. Oh, I've done pockets on the front and the back, haven't I? I do need 2 of those. I'll cut them individually so that you can see the rabbits on each side. So let's do it there. So this needs to overlap a little bit because I don't want to see inside there. And this time I need it to be square, so I'm not cutting out the shape of the pocket. Making sense? Oh, apparently. Oh, and another one. So let's just do this. And then another piece for the opposite side. And we're cutting this square as well. So no cutting out the pockets on this bit. Like so. Right, so the straps will be in that. We'll put that to one side. That's that, that's that. So I'll need, take the pin out of there. I need to cut that off because that was a little bit messy. I need a piece of fabric to go behind here and a piece of fabric to go on the bottom of there, because you're not going to see that. So I could have taken this rabbit all the way back down to the bottom, but I don't want to waste the fabric on the inside of a pocket that you're not going to see. So I have some, I'm just going to use a cream lining fabric. And it's a little bit creased up, but I'll press it in a bit. And I'll need 2 pieces of fabric to extend this down to the bottom. So I've folded that over double. I think I'll cut that out first and then sew it after. So let's cut that to the same width. Ruler. And cutter. And this one. Let's cut across the bottom. Normally use my big cutting mat for doing bags, but we're getting on all right with this one. And then we'll just snip across here. Right, and then we'll sew. Move those out of the way there. And bring this one in. So I'm just going to sew these pieces to the bottom of the bits that go behind the pockets. And then we'll trim them down to the right size in a bit. Okay. Let's put the needle where I want it to be. There. And we've just come unthreaded. So we can have a chat while I rethread a second, can't we? Signal went off. Don't know what happened there. I'm okay here. That's just got caught somewhere. Just around the take-up lever. Right. So, getting used to my machine now as well. It is lovely and it's really quick and it's really easy to thread as well. That's it. I like a needle threader that works. Okay, so now we'll sew these 2 pieces together. Facebook's way ahead of YouTube apparently. Don't know how that works. But as long as you get to see at some point. So again, these are the bits that go behind the pocket. So let's just extend these to make them a nice long pocket that goes right down into the bag. Come on. Words of encouragement for the sewing machine. Patricia, I'm loving the straight stitch machine. That's the one that I'm using every day. It's so quick. So for things like the free motion embroidery, which I did on the cushions here, it just doesn't take very long to do at all. It's fabulous. I love that machine. Okay, then let's see what we've got. So we've got that, and we've got that. I'm just going to plug the iron in, and then give that a quick press. and then we'll cut these to the right size for the bag. Okay. Oh, this needle threader is brilliant, June. You literally clip it up. I'll show you in a minute. It's brilliant. Alana, I will try and do a YouTube video, but it's quite a long one, this, isn't it? It's 11:45 already. I'm a bit stuck for time at the moment. I've got a long list, but I'll try. Yeah, I can't thread a needle without the needle threader, Dawn. Blind as about myself. Rita wants the Juki TL2 300. I don't know what those are. Can you show how the borders on your Christmas cover, please, later before you go offline? What Christmas cover? Oh, on here. Now, these are half-yard projects, so I can't because people pay for that. So if you're a member of the Half Yard Club, that's going to be your next project for next week. It's ever so easy, but it is a project. Okay, so these now go behind here. Like that. And this is the shape of the outer bag that goes there. So I just need to chop across the bottom. Whoops, like that. And where's my rotary cutter? And do that. And then we're ready to get going with the H640. I'll do up the handles in a bit. So that's going to basically be the front of my bag. Let's take these one piece at a time. I will need lining fabric as well. I'll do that in a bit when we've done the quilting. Oh, and I need some lining to go on the inside of that bit as well. So it's going to be quite a nice heavy bag, to be honest. But we'll quilt this first and then we'll put a lining on. We'll need a lining because that's going to be the inside of a pocket. And we need to make the edge of the shape here nice as well. So what I'm going to do is to put the H640 on this, quilt it, and then I think for this pocket it can end here. I don't need a pocket that goes all the way down to the bottom of the bag, and that is going to be a square base as well. So I'll put a stitch line across there, and I could actually after that trim some of this back if I needed to, but I don't think I'll bother. So first of all, let's get rid of those lines. If you're using a heat erasable pen, do a test first. And where's my fleece? Because we don't want to mark the fabric. Yes, Laura, we'll be making the bear out of fleece. I haven't made him yet. I'm going to make a start on that today. But fleece I think is easier to work with than something like a fur or a faux fur because it stretches. Right, so you're going to go there. So I need this on the front and the back of the bag with a nice little bit of steam. Right, so take your time. Hot iron. The fabric will take a hot iron. It is 30-degree washable as well. And it's colour fast. So if you don't have an H640 for something like this that you're quilting, just wadding would be okay. If you've got a piece of felt that you don't need, would be fine. A bosal would be fine. If it's something that's not fusible, the quilting is going to hold it all in place anyway. So don't worry too much about that. Where did I put my scissors? There we are. So I'll just cut out the shape here. Oops, I've just put Facebook on top of YouTube so I can't see you. Oh, there you go. I hope so, Rita. I kind of got a plan in my mind what I wanted to do, but wasn't quite sure how it was going to work. So it's still a work in progress. I have no idea what it's going to look like. Fun of sewing, isn't it? Do you ever do that? You just get a piece of fabric and you think, right, let's go for it. What shall we do? Oh, Rita, that quilter skirt was beautiful, and she lined it, and it's got an invisible zip in the back of it. It's just a really, really good job. Okay. Oh, Laura's bought fleece in anticipation. Yes, next month's project will be a polar bear. It's going to be quite a big one, and it's a sitting polar bear, but I think it's going to be about this big. I want to try and make a really nice big bear. Right, let's put that on there. So just putting the fleece on the opposite side now. Hi Dawn. Yes, this is the panel that's going on Create and Craft tomorrow. Do you know, just excuse me 1 second, because I've got a heater on in here and it is so warm. I'm just going to switch it off. Switch off. Switch off. Sorry about that. Getting rather hot. So, yes, it'll be on Create and Craft tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the morning UK time, and I think we're going to have a sellout. Judging by the crafty little sneaky going live with it on Thursday, we sold an awful lot of fabric on Thursday. So and that it was only live for an hour or so. So yes, I think by the time Sunday comes around, they're gonna go quite quickly. We will be able to get more, but I was just trying to explain earlier. It'll maybe take a week to actually get hold of the fabric, because we're having the fabric made. Well, having the fabric coated, it has a special coating on it. It's called enhanced cotton, which brings out the colours, and it's got a nice smoothness to it as well. So it might take a little while, is what I'm saying. So let's do this. So just ironing now. Nothing really exciting to say. Just doing a bit of ironing. Then we do a bit of quilting. Let's do that. Right. So that can be the front. And where's my pen gone? I'm just going to draw diagonal lines in between the rabbits. So I don't know what, I'll do it on the other one actually, because this is still warm and I'm using a heat erasable pen. A polar bear in purple, I think, Michelle, would look amazing. So all I'm doing is gauging the distance between the acorns and the rabbits. And I've lined up, that's not quite straight, line up the lines on the rabbits so they're hitting the same spot. And just draw the line. So I'm not sure how far apart these are. Just make sure that line is now lined up with the ruler so they're all parallel. So I'm just making sure that these two lines are lined up. So it's just under 2.5 inches apart. That wasn't quite straight, not to worry. Right, okay. And there. And then do the same in the opposite direction. So these won't be 45-degree angles. Oh, I can't do it in the opposite direction, can I? Oh, it's not exactly the same as the trees one. Sorry, that was my fault. But we can do this and just get the rabbits in there. Oh, I'm going to go straight through his head. So, no, do apologise. I thought it was the same as the trees and I'd be able to get a rabbit in each one of the squares, but that hasn't quite worked. So the panels only came in last night, so I haven't really had a chance to have a play with them. But I think that'll look nice anyway. I've got a couple of the rabbits in boxes. And that needs to be over a little bit. Wasn't looking quite square. Right, then I'm just going to quilt it, which I don't think will take very long on this machine. So foot down and away we go. So on that straight stitch machine, this would be twice as fast. It really was quite incredible. A little bit there. And over to here. Some of my lines could have been a bit straighter, but you know, or a little bit more even, but I'm okay with that.
Coffees, teas, hot chocolate.
Coffee would be nice, thank you. Could you just make sure that heater's switched off? It's baking in here
It's
now.
like a summer, isn't it?
Yes.
Good job of wearing my trunks.
They can hear you, you know.
What, hear me wearing my trunks?
Thank you. He must stop wearing his trunks during the day. We're not on the beach, you know. Okay. So chat amongst yourselves for a second while I'm just sewing up and down in straight lines. It's almost there. How do you like your mini sheet? Oh, have I said that? Love it, Pauline. Absolutely. Leslie wants hot chocolate. She's had enough of the gin this morning. Come on. Come on. Come on. Words of encouragement. What Kimberly makes, yes. Thank you, Zakaya. Hello, Pamela in Australia. How are you today? If you're not sure if you've got all of the lines when you're doing this on printed fabric, just turn it over and have a look on the back and you'll see any of the bits that you've missed. So only a couple more to go here. Quilt squares would work very well. I think just one more and we're done. And then I'll just iron away all of those lines. While I'm sewing, I could be talking about Half Yard Sewing Club. Do you not get fed up with me talking about Half Yard Sewing Club? Award-winning Half Yard Sewing Club. So proud. I can tell you about the project. So next week, if you weren't watching earlier, is going to be, they're not quite square, but I don't care, is going to be the 3 cushions behind me, which were panels from the block of the month, from this month. So I just chose 3 of the same size and use those. Let's move the lining piece. And then we have a polar bear toy for next month's project, which will be on the 1st of December. Right. So I need to put a lining on this bit, basically. It's our Remembrance Day tomorrow. Was that Michelle that was asking? Yes, so poppy is a symbol of remembrance. I want this to be just a little bit longer than here because I'm going to sew across here, and basically all this lining is going to do is allow me to turn the corners to make that nice and neat as well. So let's chop this off here. And just go a little bit lower than that line. And then I'm cutting 2 pieces, one for the front and one for the back. Just to the same size and shape as the top of the bag. There is quite similar downloadable pattern on the website. It's called the apron bag. It's bigger than this one, but it has the same idea, and it's got a divided pocket down the middle as well. But it's the same kind of thing. So if you did want to make this and you haven't followed with what I'm doing here, it's a similar kind of design. I've made it with denim. Right. So these 2 pieces are now going to be sewn right sides together, just around the curve. So I'm going to sew from this side. So you can hold these together with a pin if you wanted to, but it's quite a long project, this one, isn't it? And then Oh, yesterday, the 11th of the 11th is Remembrance Day here too as well, Samantha. It's just that we normally have the nearest Sunday to the 11th as as Remembrance Day, which is when they have all of the I was going to say celebrations, but they're not, remembrances on TV and everything. Come on. So we kind of have two. If the 11th falls on a Sunday, we have one, but if the 11th isn't on a Sunday, then we don't have two remembrances, with a minute's silence at 11 o'clock on both days. Alright, so just snipping into the curves to help that seam sit flatter. I need to do this on both sides, but I'll show you how it works first. So when I turn this the right side out, I get a nice edge to the pocket. So let's give that a press. You have some little curved sewing guides on the website. I don't know, Laura, is that a tool? I can't remember what they are. What's that? I'll have to have a look. Can't remember. And then I'm going to top stitch just around there to hold it in place as well. Oh look, needle's come undone. I can show you how to thread it now. So with this one, you can't see the top bit on that camera, can you? It's way behind me. Never mind. Let's just put the needle up. So I've gone through all of the normal threading system. Just lift the foot up when we start again. Start threading with your foot up, because that loosens the tensions. And then when you come down to maybe the last guide here, then put your foot down. And you should feel that the tension's engaged. Now with this one, all you're going to do is to take it over and hook it on there. That's it. And then there's a lever at the side here that when you push it down, it threads the needle. Look. Look, it's so easy. Yeah. So I'm going to lengthen the stitch a little bit to top stitch. Move that thread out of the way. And just go around the edge. And that'll help to hold the pocket lining in place, but I think a bit of top stitching looks nice as well. And pop over here. I haven't got a pattern for this bag, Maureen, I'm just making it up as I go. But there is a similar one on the website. It's called the apron bag and it's a download. There isn't a pattern, it's instructions for it. It is the DX Julie, it's lovely. So I've got that and that's going to be the front of my bag. And then I can put, remember the bits that we cut 100 years ago? So that goes on there like that. And then I'm just going to tack down the sides just to hold it in place, and I'm going to do a straight stitch straight across here, and then that'll make the pocket. Okay, so let's put the foot down there. I can trim all of this back in a bit to make it square. May as well go all the way around while I'm here. Actually, we don't need to go across the bottom. Let's do this side. I keep wanting to put the foot down with my hand and it's got a button. So this is just close to the edge within the seam allowance. This is purely to hold everything in place while we put the rest of the bag together. Let's go across the top here. And then one row of stitches, go on down, straight across that line down the centre. If you're not too good at stitching in the ditch, as this would be if that was a seam, just stitch very slightly to one side, or you could do two rows of stitches, one each side of that line. So we have that, and then I've got pockets, or one big pocket, it's like a kangaroo pocket, just in the centre there that ends here. So again, I don't really need that fabric. If you wanted to cut that off and use it for something else, then of course you could do. And I can trim this back a little bit because that was a little bit wider than the bag shape. Right, so I now need to do the same with the other side, but without the quilting, because we'll be here all day if we do that. So let's take the piece of lining fabric, line that up there, that up there. And just sew around the curve section. It worked, didn't it, Biz? That was purely coincidental that when I placed the pockets over the fabric, they just happened to sit there. So that wasn't a plan. Yes, they're very nice crunchy scissors. There's nothing nicer than the sound of scissors cutting through fabric, is there? There we go. Oh, apparently Virgin have moved Create and Craft. Oh, come undone again. To 748. Thanks for letting us know. I had no idea. So yeah, just take note if you're trying to watch on Virgin and you can't find it. Apparently they've moved it. Don't know why they do that. Freeview do that sometimes as well, don't they? No idea why. Been watching an old live feed. Oh, Lois. You can always watch it back though, as you know. These are going to be here forever. Apart from the ones like earlier on where there was no sound, I may just take those off. Right, it's always been 748. Has it? I don't know. Right, so let's snip into this one, and just like I did before. So I'm just snipping into the curve. Turn it the right side out. Hello, Princess Morningstar. How are you today? Laura's got to go at 2. Will I be finished by then? Probably not, Laura. I'll still be here tomorrow. I'll be getting a call from Create and Craft saying, where are you? And I'll be making a bag. Imagine being live all that time. Shouldn't be too long. Wouldn't make the handles yet. I might be half an hour. So I'm just prepping for the shows. That's all I'm doing, really. I'm being very, very selfish. So again, just press. Oh, wrong one. There we go. Press around here. Don't know where I'm going to put the handles. On the apron bag, they go from this bit here, but it's a little bit, well, it's bigger than this, so the straps would be too close together if I did that. But I don't know whether to just do one around the side. I shall put the bag together and see what it looks like, and then make my decision. So again, just top stitching around here. It's going to be a very nice bag, this, isn't it? I'm pleased with it. Thank you very much, Princess Morning. Sorry, it's kind of as poppy-ish as I got. My blouse, she was saying she liked. And stitch around there. I was thinking about doing something like this in the live show tomorrow, but I wouldn't get very far, would I? Then behind there goes on there. That's called the behind there piece. And again, I'm just going to put a few stitches in there to hold it in place, and a sew straight across here. Go down. And I still need to cut out the lining pieces, so I'm still going to be here for a while. So, you know, just have a chat between yourselves. It's like a little sewing club on a Saturday morning, isn't it? Rita, what time is it with you then? Are you still in the States? Or are you one of your jaunts? Oh, thank you, Eileen. That's very kind of you. Eileen says, I learned so much from watching you work things out. That's, yeah, this is what happens in the mind of Debbie Shaw. I don't have the patience to, as I advise people to do, make it up in scrap first. I tend to just go for it. And it usually works, which is quite a good thing, isn't it? And then let's go straight down the middle there. It doesn't always work, but it usually does. Particularly with bags. I think I've made so many of these in the 300 years I've been sewing. Yes, we will, Dawn. Christmas Day will be live at 11 o'clock in the morning and 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And we'll have a bit of a quiz. I've been saving up things to give away, and we'll have a nice long chat, if that's all right. So 11 and 4, so that we can kind of cover everybody all around the world. There's a lot of people that are on their own at Christmas time, and I think it's quite nice to, even if you don't sew, to come and have a bit of a chat. That's the second part. So I've got the front and the back done. I'll just cut out my lining pieces while I'm here as well. I'm going to make this a very plain lining with no pockets, but else we'll be here till 3 o'clock. I'll do. So if I this in half, is that me? Yeah, 326 to be exact, or sometimes it just feels like that. Can you imagine being that old? Ooh, wrong mat, want my cutting mat. Okay, what an interesting life you would have had then. So it's very nice to have a life of hundreds of years if you're healthy. Right, not that anybody has a life of hundreds of years, you know, but imagine all the changes that you'd see. Because I was only thinking this morning, one of those 3 o'clock in the morning times when I think, shall I just get up? And then I sat on my phone. Well, I didn't sit on my phone, you know, I was on my phone, looking at pictures and stuff, and I thought, you know, my dad died 25 years ago, and he was a lorry driver, and he had A to Z's of every road in the country, road maps, A to Z's and everything. Sat-navs weren't around then. Well, I think they were in the military, but you know, for general use, there weren't sat-navs. He'd be amazed that there was a sat-nav. Mobile phones weren't around then. There was one, I had one in my car that was kind of hardwired into the car, but not mobile phones like we have now. But to be able to sit, the internet wasn't around then. So to be able to sit there at 3 o'clock in the morning, scrolling through Instagram and maybe talking to people that are up at that, it's amazing, isn't it? Even taking pictures on your phone wouldn't have been around then. That's only 25 years. So can you imagine what it's going to be like in 25 years time? But if you could live to 300 years, all of those changes that you'd have seen over all of those years would be just incredible. What were we doing 300 years ago? Anyway, oh, Sue's grandpa lived to 110. He lived through so much change. I know, and it happens so quickly, doesn't it? I mean, we weren't travelling into space back in those days, obviously. Claire's mum is 19, dad 91 are still with me, so I'm lucky I had all this time with them. The stories they tell are brilliant. That's so sweet. Yeah, my mum was 80 when she died. My dad was 71. So my mum would have been over 100 now. Don't forget to turn off your iron. Yes, I will remember to turn off my iron. Should we get this thing together? Then we'll figure out where the handle looks best. You can let me have your opinions. So we'll do the, let's do the lining first. No, let's do the outer first. I've got it here. Let's click that. So right sides together. Try and line up the side pieces here because that will look nice. And again, I'm not going to pin it. I would normally, just to make sure that they meet, but I shan't this time. And let's put the foot down and use my reverse stitch on my foot pedal. Yeah, reverse stitch on the foot pedal. And sew all the way around, getting a bit lumpy there. May need a denny needle for this one, it's quite a chunky one. It's a bit too far on, they can't see what I'm doing, can you? You do that. Oh, come on, thread it again. Do you know what I think it is? It's when I start right on the edge of the fabric. My Elna did that as well, just didn't like to start on the edge of the fabric. Just gives me another excuse to show you what an amazing threading system this machine's got. That's why I'm doing it. Showing off, really. That goes up there, that goes in there. That is threaded. I know, it's amazing. Yeah, my dad was a bit like that. Ordnance survey maps, A to Z, street maps, road maps. That's all he could do in those days. That meant what he would think now. I'll tell you what would just come out when he was alive were answer phones. And he wanted one. I mean, my mother wouldn't let him. You need an answer phone for? I had to have a word with him. She's trying to think of an excuse why your dad doesn't want an answer phone. Tell him why he doesn't want one. Actually, answer phone's a good idea. So I just came up with this ingenious idea that, because they were very penny pinching, as you would expect of that generation. I'm not saying that's anything wrong, but they were very consciously saving money all the time. And I said, well, do you know, if people leave you a message, you're going to have to phone them back. So it's going to cost you, whereas if you don't have an answer phone, they'll phone you back, so the call is at your cost then. That worked. Right, so I'm going to square off the corners. Nothing new, if you've seen any of my bag videos before. So I'm putting my hand inside and squishing it so that the top seam is on top of the bottom, and I'm going to sew straight across it about 1 inch from the end of the seam here. So measure and mark that if you haven't done it before. My husband's lived in this country for 20 years and he knows his way around better than me. I've lived here all my life of 66 years. Yeah, I used to be able to follow a map anyway, and then you remember where you're going. But now I've got sat navs. I don't know where I'd be without it. Back again. Still getting used to it. The bag behind me. There isn't a video for that one. Who was that? Sorry. No, there isn't a video for that one, Carol. It was a kit that I made. I'll just chop this off. Which I am going to ask Kim if she'll design it into a download for the website, but no video for that one, I'm afraid. So same with this side. Foot down. There you go. It's like learning a dance routine. If you've ever learnt to dance, I've done the same with this foot pedal. Just getting used to it. When it stops, reverse back. Foot down, go forward. Let's see how it's looking. Broad to want to make, do and mend. Yes, Elizabeth, absolutely. When you've lived through a wartime, then yes, everything's make, do and mend, isn't it? And actually, so we should. And so we are doing nowadays, aren't we? For different reasons. Okay, so that's how the bag's going to be. So quilted on one side, not quilted on the other. Should have got those squares straight. And I think just one strap at the side is going to be plenty for that. But it's quite nice because it's got this like double pocket thing going on. You could, if you wanted to, sew a dividing line down there to make it into 2 pockets, but I'm going to leave mine just as one. And I do like the quilting, I just got it a bit skewiff, but I don't really care. Let's do the lining. Squaring to 1.5 inches. Across the bottom also I did 1 inch. Eden fabric on the website. Yes, Angela. All of the stock that's in the country at the moment is at Create and Craft. I'll just do the same with this lining while we're chatting. But we will be getting some, I have it on order, so hopefully it'll be with us next week. Because we've got a big long waiting list for Eden fabric. So I'm confused. I had an old video of you coming out on Facebook doing the William Morris bag. Oh, I don't know why that is, Julie. So I'm doing just like I did before. So sew all the way around, but I'm going to leave a turning gap in one side. There. And carry on here. And then we'll square off the corners in the same way. So, oh, that was a little bit close to the corner. Let's take that up a little bit more. That'll do. Jan says, I remember my dad sending away to the AA for a route map to go on. Yes, a route map to go on holiday to Cornwall, and Mum reading out instructions as she went. Yes, remember those. It's the same on this corner. So just like we did with the outer. So sorry if I'm rushing this a little bit, but done this so many times. I think you know what's going on there. And we'll chop that off. Right, then we'll do the handle, the strap. So, what have I got left? Got more than that left. See, I've lost it again, haven't I? I put things down and don't know where they are, so it must be on the floor somewhere. Can anybody see some rabbit fabric? I've got a load of this panel left and I can't find it. That's not big enough and that's not big enough. Has it gone down that way? How do I do that? Is it under here? Ha 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 ha. Right. So one handle. Save those bits for another time. And it'll have to be out of beige because that's all I've got. And let's see how long we're going to have this. So easy way to work it out, see what it looks like. I think I might go for the whole lot, the whole length of it. Let's do that. So 4 inches wide. And I'm not going to put any fleece on this one. If you wanted to make it a little bit firmer, then do so. So let's fold that in half and make sure the fold is straight along the line on my mat. So I'm going to, what have I done with that? There we go. I'm going to just trim this back to make that straight. And then cut a 4-inch strip. There we go. And then ironing board up. And fold to the half and half again. Got any best press knocking around? Don't think I have. So in half this way. Okay, if you want to make that a little bit firmer, you could put some H640 on the back of this. That would make a nice strap, actually. But I'm not going to do with this one. Or just some interfacing, G700, something like that would work just as well. Oh, Laura, I forgot my coffee, thank you. I'll just iron this and then I'll drink my coffee. What you've been trying to tell me? Have I missed something there? So that goes to the centre. Vicky, Elsie it does. Sorry, I'm missing your comments, aren't I? So I'm sorry about that. So shout at me, give me some capital letters if I'm missing you. Elizabeth said that generation with the original recyclers. Everything was recycled. Cling film. You know, when you buy packets of meat and things like that, Mum would wash them and save it. And the polystyrene trays that it came in. And egg boxes. We used to do so much crafting with egg boxes when I was a kid. And jam jars, always used for storage. Or you make your own jam and you put them back in there again. Everything was recycled, wasn't it? Our bin was very empty. In fact, you remember the bins in those days as well. They weren't wheelie bins like we have now. They were half the size, metal bins. And the dustbin men used to come down into your garden to wherever the bin was and sling it over the backs and go down and chuck it in the van. but those bins were hardly full. We never used to throw stuff away. Bobbin's in the house. She didn't want to come down today. I don't know why. I called her and she just stayed in her bed, so I left her there. I think she's tired. Yes, Vicky. I know. I need to have a play with it. I think because my the straight stitch machine, when you put your heel down on it, it cuts the thread. I don't know if this one will do that, but I find that a lot more useful than reversing. I'd rather press a button to reverse. Just what you're used to, I suppose, isn't it? Oh, coffee. A little bit cold. Right, so we've got toilet roll inners. Oh yes, you'd never throw away your toilet roll inners, would you? We used to make dolls out of toilet roll inners. It was, yeah, never throw anything away. So I'm just having a catch up while we do this. An abundance of everything. We do have an abundance of everything. Right. Don't want to watch me drink coffee. Top stitch, that was very nice though. Top stitch down each side. Gina, the block of the month for next year, we're going to launch on the 1st of December. So I do have a few hundred kits arriving the week after next. I don't cut them up, there's far too many, it'd take me an age. So I have another company cutting those up. And it's taken a bit longer than expected because some of the fabrics are running out. So yeah, there'll be a post in the newsletter from the Half Yard Club, and I don't know what day the 1st is. What day's the 1st? Whatever day is closest to my Facebook Lives on a Wednesday or a Saturday will be then. That's 4 layers of fabrics that's going through. That's why it was sounding as though it was bashing a little bit. Julie's making a nutcracker with the kitchen roll tubes. Oh, show us pictures, won't we? Lonnie Donegan, my old man's. Oh, yes. So this is going to go over each side of the seam at the sides. Do you know, I should have put a bit of H640 on the inside of there. I should have done that. But I was making it up as I go, so I think we'll be fine in it. So make sure that that is... If I do a video, so now I've done it once, I'll get it right next time. I'll get my quilting straight and I'll put the line in where it's supposed to be. So right over right over the edge of the seam, facing down, and I'm just sewing across there to hold it in place. And the same on the other side. First to the Thursday. It'll be that Saturday then. Thank you, Gina. So first on the 3rd. But it will be, staying on that side. It will be in the newsletter on the 1st. Half Yard newsletters go out on the 1st. And if you don't get the newsletters, have a look on the website because they are now putting newsletters on the website as well. It's very nice, I have to say. Melissa's done a really good job this time. Right. I think that's a nice bag. Actually, I quite like the way that goes in. Let's put the lining in. So all of this now drops inside the lining. We've been here for ages. Sorry if I'm keeping you. Gillian's ordered the mystery remnant box. Well, but that is a bag, a 1 kilogram bag. Very excited. There's some nice pieces in there. We're out of stock again though. They're sold out straight away. Thing is, we have to wait until we've got lots of roll ends before we can put them together again. Okay, so line up the side seams and we're just going to sew all the way around the top. Oh, thank you, Elsie. That's very kind of you. Do you like your Julie? My Julie? My Juki? Yes, I do, Julie Jones. I like my Julie as well. I got mine from Franklin's. We have got them on Crate and Craft tomorrow as well. I don't know how much they're doing. It's about £1,500. But I thought, considering I've only ever had one sewing machine at a time, apart from the little one. So one big one, one little one, one professional one. I just thought as my old one needed repairing again, I could justify it because it's my job. Okay, so just sew around there, almost done. Does my new Juki have a man? A man? No, it didn't come with a man. A manual? Came with a manual. My body won't let me sew today. This is making. Oh, sorry, Chris. I hope you're feeling better soon. Hope you're still asking where lunch is. I told him again. Debbie's. Oh, surely, Claire, you can make a sandwich. Yeah, just blame me. I'm not allowing you to go. You have to wait right till the end for the surprise. There's no surprise. Right, let's turn this the right side out. Peggy Sue's multitasking, you see, Claire. She's making homemade soup as she's watching. Olive says, thank you. He'll be waiting impatiently for you to finish so he can take me for my exercise walk. Oh, I'm holding you all up. I'm not going to sew the hole closed because I'm using dark green thread and it will really stand out. So I'll do that later with the right colour thread. Or you could just sit here and watch me while I change the thread on the machine and just do that. Then I might clean the machine. Might come up with another idea. We could make a matching purse. A whole day of sewing, could you imagine? The trouble I'd be in. Right, so I'm just ironing this. I find it easier on the inside. So I'm putting the seam right on the end, on the edge, I should say. And then I'm going to top stitch all around as well. I should have put H640 on that bit. Should have done that. Right. Okay, just manoeuvre that so it's on the edge. That will do. I'm switching the iron off. And Rita said she'd love it. Did I ask you what time it was over there, Rita? Because I think you said you were up at 7. Was that? Sorry, I might have been somebody else. Right. So literally just top stitching. I could lengthen that a little bit actually. I'm going up to 2.6. And that'll be, oh that's thick, about 1/4 of an inch from the edge. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing there. Oops, there we go. Make sure the handle's up as you're going around here because we don't want to sew it down. A tour of my work studio. There's not a lot to see at the moment, June. We use this for storage and for photography as well. So I've got boxes of stuff over that way. I've actually got a day bed in the studio down here which we've been using for a shoot, so that's taken up most of it. But there was a little bit on Instagram. I did a quick video where I took the camera around to show you. So it's not too impressive. Right. 7:33. Oh, Rita gets up at 5:55 to watch on a Saturday morning. Do you know, Rita, thank you so much. It's lovely to have all of your support, but support from the other side of the world. Very nice, thank you. Yvonne's been hand sewing one of the top of Christmas stocking for a dog. Oh, that's a nice idea. I think we're done. To do a Zoom sewing day, doing a project. It's time at the moment, Sylvia. It's a lovely idea, but I don't know when I'd be able to get around to actually doing it or prepping for it, or never done a Zoom thing before. So that's done. I kind of liked the way that folded in. It might not be practical with the handle on the side there, but I did like that. The only thing it needs, I think, is some kind of fastening. So maybe I could have put a magnetic. See, that's nice, isn't it? I like that side like that. I'm going to put a snap on it. I've got some in my pocket, I think. Here I have. Right, this isn't the ideal time to put a snap on, but who says you can't? So let's just turn this around. So I'm just going to mark the centre. So that's the wrong way around. That is 5 inches across. So from the edge of the pocket, which I can feel here, I'm going to go 2.5 inches in. And the same on that side, 2.5 inches in. And they don't quite meet. So I'm going to move that one across. So just make sure that when those two meet like that, okay? Then I'm just going to fit this like you would do normally. So I've got 2 backs. So I'm just going to draw a little line each side of there. And then take my posh quick on pick. And do this, actually be easy to snip it. Just through the lining. No, I can't put the back on, can I? So I'm not going to put the back on. So to secure it, I'm going to put some glue underneath it. So let's push these through the holes. And then I can squish the feet out. And then because I haven't got the back on there, I'm going to put a little dot of glue just behind there to hold it. And that will actually hold it in place. Then let's do the same on this side. So a little mark each side. Snip just through. Oh yes, I haven't done the turning gap, Sylv, you're right. Oh, so I could put one on properly. Let's push that in there. Actually, you could just undo the turning gap, couldn't you? That's not the end of the world. But I'm doing it this way now anyway. There we go. Yes, Julie, just realised. Yes, Leslie, I know. I could have just turned the whole thing inside out again, actually, couldn't I? But I've done that now. So I just thought I'd show you that. Because if you do want to add something to a bag that you can't get to the inside, then that's quite an easy way to do it. And that will fasten shut like that. So now I like the way that it does that on the top. Mind you, I'll get a folder. Because I was thinking now I could actually do a few stitches and hold that in place, make that a real feature of it. That's a nice idea. But we'll leave it at that for now. So it's quite a sweet little bag, isn't it? But now you can see, where are we? Oh, it's so late. How I actually worked it out. How you could do that with a different size of bag. So if you like the look of it, but you want to make it a lot bigger, if you wanted to, oh, that would have been nice. To make a flap the same width as that and do it over the top so the flap came down. Maybe I'll do that for a YouTube video. That would look nice, wouldn't it? And actually have the flap the same width as that in the same fabric. I think that would look really nice. You could put D-rings on the side, have a slider on there if you wanted to make the strap longer or shorter, make it into a crossbody bag. No reason why you couldn't put 2 handles on there instead of one long one. So have a play with it. See what you can come up with, see what kind of variations that you can make if you wanted to, or you can just make it jolly well as it is like that right now. Definitely one for the future makes list. Thanks, Yvonne. Right, I better get off, hadn't I? So again, the panels, gnome panels, Christmas panels, rabbit panels, Eden panels, all going to be on Create and Craft tomorrow at 11 o'clock. The 7 o'clock in the morning one, we've got the Half Yard Winter book. I know we've got Tote Bag book. I think there's a load of books on there. That we've got some fabric from Craft Cotton, but I don't know what it is. And the gnome kits. But the gnome kits, we haven't got very many of them, and it's probably going to be the last of it. So if you want gnome kits, tune in to Create and Craft at about 5 to 7 in the morning, and that's probably when they're going to make it go live. If you want any of these ones, again, they say they're not going to put them live until just before the show at 11 o'clock. And with the gnomes, let me show you that again really quickly. The gnomes and the Christmas, we're waiting for, we've got enough I think for the show, but when they sell out, which I'm sure they will, we're waiting for more fabric to be coated, so it may take a week or a couple of weeks to get more back in stock again. So that's your Christmas one, and that's your colourful gnomes one. They won't have these white lines down the centre, and where's my other gnomes gone? Oh, you've got the linen gnomes one as well. How can I lose that? I haven't been anywhere. There's a linen option of the gnomes as well. But again, be there at just before 11 o'clock if you want to get hold of those. Oh, okay. Thank you, Susan. Well, thanks, Anne. Yes, I'll see you tomorrow on Create and Craft. Thank you. What was that? Karen, I think the straps would look nicer if it started at the pocket and sewed to the top and the side. See, how do you mean? What have I done with it now? With the apron bag that's on the website, I put the straps each side of the pocket like that, so it extended it. But I just thought with this one, the strap's a bit close, so that would need to be wider, I think, to give I mean, the straps need to be about that far apart, I think. So that would have looked nice, but I just think they're a bit too close together, which is why I did it that way. But I think it does need a flap, doesn't it? I think it needs a flap. But I'll have a play with it. Okay, so tomorrow, again, Create and Craft 7 and 11. Wednesday, I haven't forgotten, we're going to be doing cosmetic bag like the one at the top here with tabs on the end, and I'm going to bring down one of the little Elna machines. We'll clean it. Somebody's asking how to clean a sewing machine. That's very quick and very simple. Thank you, Ria. So see you again Wednesday at 4. That goes in there. Yvonne says she's very happy to watch extended lives. Very happy to do them, but I've got a load of work to do, really. See you tomorrow on Create and Craft. Yes, I'll send in emails as well, won't you? If you get a second, if you get a chance. It'd be nice to hear from you. Right, so I shall see you again tomorrow, otherwise on Wednesday, otherwise on Saturday, otherwise the next Wednesday, and the next Saturday. You know how it goes. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.